Hello! Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And also, if you are new, thank you for coming in and welcome to the channel. My name is Aislinn, also known as Smilin Aislinn, also known as the face of LivIT. So today what we are going to be doing is going over the updated LivIT community guidelines. I had an older version of this video, but now we have updated guidelines and they are different enough that I think it is worth it to make an updated video. So we're going to be going over all of these. I will also at the end be going over some of the highlighted changes, like things that are the most different from that last video. If you like learning about live streaming, how to be a better live streamer, tips, tricks, inspiration, all of that, if you're interested in live streaming, please, if you could hit that subscribe button, ding dong that notification bell, then you will know the next time I upload a video and you won't miss out on important information like what you should and shouldn't be doing on your live streams. Also, if you would be willing to hit that thumbs up, give a like rating, and leave a comment down below, the more you guys engage with the channel, the more the channel can grow. And without further ado, I will actually get into these community guidelines. A majority of what I'm going to be going over in this video, I am going to be reading directly from these community guidelines, but I will also be interpreting them and putting them into context so that they make sense. First, we have a little bit of an intro. I'll just go over the intro and highlight what we need to know. So LivIT is dedicated to not only upholding the best shared social video quality on our platform, but ensuring a safe environment for empowering artists. To achieve this goal, we ask all users on our platform to adhere to the following guidelines, as well as promote a friendly and positive experience for all. These guidelines are provided in conjunction with our terms of service to provide a reference for all users to fully understand the expectations of use within our platform. This is a living document and will be updated continuously as LivIT as a community grows and evolves. LivIT reserves the right to take immediate action against any account for any conduct that LivIT determines to be harmful, inappropriate, and/or directly in violation with the guidelines below. If you have any questions about our community guidelines, please contact streamersupport@17.live. To uphold these guidelines, our quality team monitors streams for your safety and to ensure everyone has an enjoyable user experience. So one thing to note there is that they do reference the terms of service. So all of the things that they go over here, there might be some things that aren't mentioned in the community guidelines that are mentioned in the terms of service. I will be making a video on that, but the terms of service are much more of a lengthy, almost like, legal document-like work. Though I do think it is important as a streamer to understand the terms of service and community guidelines of whatever platform you're on so that you know your rights as a streamer, what is allowed to be on the platform, what isn't allowed to be on the platform. So then if they do cut you, you know whether that was deserved or not. Okay, so now let's dive in. There are 11 points here, so we're gonna just go right through. First point is, users must follow all applicable local, state, and federal laws while using your service. Any content that promotes or encourages illegal activity will result in an immediate ban or freeze and possible contact of law enforcement. So obviously this one is very straightforward. Just follow the law. They're basically saying you're not allowed to break the law on your stream, and if you do, we won't only cut you, we will also ban you from the platform. Because later on it'll talk about what used to be called the 3-strike policy. We'll go over that in a second, but now it's just, you will be banned from the app if you do anything illegal. Duh. Number 2, this is sexually explicit content or activities and nudity are not prohibited on LivIT in all forms. Exposure to private body parts will result in immediate cut of stream, a ban, and possible permanent freeze of your account. So again, this is another example of you don't get 3 strikes. You don't get 3 chances. You do this, you're banned. Done. Content that promotes sexual violence or exploitation will be reported to local law enforcement. Child exploitation will be reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This, again, really makes sense. Duh. This is a change from the last community guidelines that were a lot more simplistic, I guess is the best way to put it. These are definitely going into more of the serious things that you could be doing wrong on your stream. So don't worry, this is not like a, should I be worried that LivIT has these big problems? No, this is just covering their bases. Number 3, this is any sexually suggestive content is prohibited. Even if no nudity is present, actions that are deemed to be sexually explicit will result in direct action being taken against your account. This includes, but is not limited to, suggestive dancing, showering or bathing, focus or exposure of private body parts, touching above or below clothing of private body parts, display of the nipple, no matter the gender. So again, sorry, no shirtless guys here. Revealing or sheer clothing that exposes the nipple, so even if it's not just wide out in the open, if you can see it, no. Exposure of a majority of one's breasts, simulation of sexual acts with an object, or inappropriate or overtly sexual noises. So again, this makes sense. This is definitely a change from the last community guidelines, which, while yes said no sexual content, this is now like expressly writing out exactly what they mean by that, which I think is good, because one unfortunate side effect that happens with these live streaming apps is that a certain community will come on and more inappropriate content can take a hold. And while that has its time and place, and I am by no means shaming anyone who works within the sex industry, there is a place for that. And if we allow a community like LivIT to turn into that, it will then put those who do not want to work in that environment at risk. So I am very glad, honestly, to see that the community guidelines have become more explicit in all of these things not being allowed on the app. All right, number 4, streamers must remain active at all times during their streams. Inactivity will result in a cut of the stream. Inactivity can be defined as sleeping or not being in frame for longer than 60 seconds, or loss of connection within the stream. So the loss of connection kind of makes sense. Usually your stream would just cut anyway because it would lose connection. And then one last thing, after 3 counts of inactivity, LivIT may take further action. So basically, if you are notorious for not paying attention to your stream and being inactive in your stream, LivIT may cut your contract, may just take you off of the app, because they want that high quality engaging content at all times. So if there are continuous streams that you aren't engaging with your audience, they're not going to want that on the platform. Now, one thing I will say here with the not being in frame for longer than 60 seconds, bathroom breaks happen and it is okay. I would just say, to cover your bases here, use that banner that you can put on your stream, put that in the middle of your stream and say, like, be right back, bathroom break. So that if LivIT does come into your stream and you're not there, they will see, okay, well, they're in a bathroom break. Don't take forever on the bathroom break. Try to go before or hold it till after. But especially during these longer marathon long streams, I mean, I've done 24-hour streams. Yeah, can't hold it the entire time. Just try to keep it short, but like within reason. Obviously, you need to go to the bathroom. Number 5, so this is no driving while streaming. Driving while streaming is strictly prohibited. Operation of any motor vehicles will result in the immediate cut of a stream. Many countries, states, and local territories have specific laws against the usage of handheld devices while operating a motor vehicle. If you are in violation of local or state laws, LivIT may report you to local law enforcement. So this also relates back to that number 1 first point, is that if you were breaking the law, they're going to cut the stream. And in most states, territories, and countries, operating a handheld mobile device while driving is illegal. So don't do it. Also, it's so dangerous. Just don't do it. Number 6, this is actually a new one that they've added in. Repulsive or bloody content, themes, images, representations, etc. are strictly prohibited on LivIT. Any content that glorifies violence, self-destructive behavior, or activities that promote, encourage, or facilitate discrimination, honestly, it continues to go. Basically, you can't be racist and you can't be discriminatory or have any hate speech. LivIT maintains a strict policy to uphold the safety of its users, and violation of these rules will result in a permanent freeze of your account. No hate speech. Don't promote violence. Be a good person. Now, in regard to bloody content, there have been Halloween-themed streams before, and sometimes that can get some gore in it. If you're questioning whether it's going to be okay, just get permission from your talent manager. Once you have permission from your talent manager, you're good to go. If you are worried about that, just get the permission. Number 7. So this one says visible intoxication on camera will also result in a cut of a user's stream. Promotion of drugs and substance use, legal or illegal, is also strictly prohibited. So guys, that means no. So one difference here is that they actually specified that you are not allowed to be visibly intoxicated. Before, the way they phrased it made it sound like you just can't have it on stream, and it was, you know, an unspoken rule that you couldn't be visibly drunk or intoxicated on stream. Now they're specifically saying it, so I do think that's a better clarification. All right, number 8, excessive offensive language, including excessive use of swear words. I do need to be better about that. I kind of let them fly if I get into a certain mood on a stream. Don't do that. And any usage of racial or bigoted slurs or other discriminatory language will not be tolerated. Negative community or societal behavior, including bullying of users or outside individuals, discrimination or harassment, will be dealt with to the fullest extent by LivIT. LivIT will do all in its power to promote a safe and encouraging environment for all users. This makes sense. LivIT was very pro Black Lives Matter, so they do take this kind of thing seriously. And yeah, just again, don't be a shitty person. Number 9, this one is the important one. This is the one that everyone should really be paying attention to as a streamer. This is no promotion of other companies, brands, or products within your stream. They do say that you can't do this without prior approval, and this includes directing any revenue to outside platforms, all prohibited, and will result in a ban. So some examples of accounts that they specifically say cannot be promoted in most cases are OnlyFans, Twitch, UpLive, LiveMe, TikTok, Patreon, Amazon wishlists, GoFundMe, Venmo, Cash App, etc. Basically everything where someone could continue to send you, the streamer, money in any way that is not sending you money through LivIT. LivIT obviously isn't gonna like that because they want people to support you via their app so that they're benefiting from it as well. Now, one very different thing about this now is in my last video talking about the community guidelines, I mentioned how I had been told by different people at the company that you should promote your TikTok. I think we are now past that point. Now TikTok is an absolute no-no. Do not promote it, especially during COVID with the rise of live streaming on TikTok. TikTok is now absolutely a competitor to LivIT instead of it just being like some people live stream. Now it is absolutely a no-go. You cannot promote it because it is a direct competitor of LivIT. They then do also go on to say direct or implied advertisements or offers of prohibited behaviors, including but not limited to private or exclusive pictures and videos, offline one-on-one meetings, sexual interactions or favors, or any other offers of content or interactions that do not adhere to the above community guidelines are not allowed. This is basically saying like, you can't sit there and say, oh, I'll send you nudes if you send me points. They're not gonna allow that. Now, okay, another caveat here is one way around the promoting other accounts and everything that I have seen that I have not been confirmed is okay or not is a lot of people will have their assistants promote different things within their stream. It is very smart to have an assistant. They're gonna be able to promote like what event you're going for, if you're doing a giveaway, all of those kinds of things. Keep in mind, it is okay to promote your Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's totally fine. But things like TikTok and Amazon wishlist are on the no-nos. Now, what I have seen is that people will have their assistants promote this. So then they themselves as the streamer are not promoting that. But their users are promoting it. As long as you as the streamer don't acknowledge that within the comments, it might be okay. I am not saying it is okay. You would have to ask LivIT, but I have seen lots of people do this, where basically their assistant will be like, oh yes, she totally doesn't have her Amazon wish list in the link in her bio. That kind of thing. So if you are trying to promote something without being banned, you could try this method, but at your own risk. All right, we got 3 more, we're almost done. Number 10 is any spam, scams, or other malicious content are forbidden on LivIT. This includes repetitive posting, unwanted messages, unauthorized advertisements, like we were just talking about, phishing, requesting personal information. I'm looking at you, user 628-8529, who asks for my phone number. Defrauding users, malware, viruses, misinformation, tampering, selling accounts, selling LivIT features, defacing any property, physical or intellectual, owned or sponsored by LivIT, or cheating within any LivIT events or features. Great, don't be sus. Number 11, this is another important one, and I'm going to be a little bit more specific on this one. You should only share content on your LivIT account that you own or that you are authorized or have rights to share on LivIT. This includes any third-party content, including your content, derivative creations, or performances of other copyrighted content. LivIT encourages every user to assess their content for adherence to applicable intellectual property laws and the proper application of principles such as fair use, and to secure all appropriate rights needed before sharing content to the platform. Any unauthorized content you share on LivIT may be subject to a takedown by the rights holder to remove the infringing content from LivIT and is a violation of our terms of service and community guidelines. Multiple violations of this policy will lead to a permanent freeze of your account. Okay, what does that mean? So basically what it's talking about is you're not allowed to share any copyrighted content that includes music. That includes copyrighted music. Now, this is stemming from Twitch. Recently, a lot of Twitch streamers have been getting their streams cut because they're playing, popular music in the background that they don't own the rights to. This is kind of an interesting battle we're fighting within social media right now where, TikTok does the same thing, but creators and music production companies are kind of okaying it because of TikTok's influence within the musical industry. TikTok literally runs the music industry now. That's where that's stemming from. Now, the thing is that LivIT is not big enough yet for this to really be a problem. No one's reporting, hey, I'm Dua Lipa and this LivIT streamer is using music in their stream. No one, LivIT's not big enough for this to really matter yet. But LivIT is specifying that if it were to be a problem, it's on the streamer. This also, keep in mind, is, if you're showing a performance, like if you're a dancer, I'm a dancer, sometimes I show some of my old dance videos on stream. I have the okay to do that. I can't show some choreography because it is actually copyrighted and I don't own the choreo, even though I performed it, I don't own the copyright for that. And this would also apply for if you are showing a YouTube video on your stream, that's a no-no. You can't just be showing a YouTube video of a music video that you don't own. That is actually, I have been copyright struck once because someone asked me to do a reaction to a BTS music video and I accidentally had the BTS video as a majority of my stream and they cut it. So just know, you can still do reaction videos, just don't show it on the stream. Just show your face as you're reacting. So a lot of you have asked me about this specifically. Technically, you do have to have all of the rights for the music that you are playing on your stream. No one has been cut for this. Off record. Last one, number 12, minors are prohibited from appearing on stream. Having a minor in your stream, regardless of whether they are the focus or in the background, may result in a cut of your stream. That includes children. Your own child. If they are your child, but they're a minor, they still cannot appear in your stream. Definitely keep that in mind. Lastly, there is one asterisk at the very bottom that says if your stream is cut 3 times, it will result in a ban from the platform. Please make sure you review the notification message after your stream is cut and contact your talent manager for further assistance. So basically, if your stream is cut for whatever reason, you will get a little notification as it is cut that will tell you why. It'll say you were cut for a violation of the community guidelines or for a copyright issue or whatever. So whenever that happens, screenshot it, send it to your talent manager, talk with them about it. Because the thing is that here they're talking about the 3, this is basically a reference to previously what they referred to as the 3-strike rule, where if you're cut 3 times, you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get shut down, they'll take your contract away. My question is, when does this reset? Let's say I'm streaming on LivIT for years and years and years and years. Let's say I stream for 3 years. I get cut once every year. Do I then lose my contract? I don't know. I would assume it's during a contract period, which would be 3 months to a year, and then maybe it resets. I don't know. I wish they would clarify that, but. All right, so to highlight kind of the things that are absolutely different with these community guidelines. So obviously they specified the copyright infringement issue because that wasn't listed in the previous community guidelines, but I had heard about it and I included it in the video. They also shortened the amount of time you are allowed to be inactive on the stream. So it used to be that you could be gone from the stream for 5 minutes, now it's only 60 seconds. It also specifies that you cannot appear intoxicated on stream. Again, before it didn't really specify that, so I'm kind of glad that they did make that very clear this time. Like I said before, TikTok is now a definite no-no. In my last video, it was kind of up in the air because it could have been a really, really good way to get new users to your platform. Now you can't promote it on LivIT, but I would say use TikTok to promote your LivIT because TikTok doesn't have an issue with that. Promote LivIT on your TikTok account and use that to grow your LivIT community. It also now specifies no nipples are allowed to show no matter the gender. Before it just said no nipples, it didn't say female or male. Now it specifically says doesn't matter what gender, no nipples. Another thing I found really interesting, they actually got rid of the no defamation of LivIT. In the last community guidelines, there was a whole section all about you are not allowed to defame LivIT on your stream. It now no longer says that. I will have to go through the terms of service. It could go over in there or it could be in your contract. Read your contract, just know what you are being held to as a standard, but they got rid of that in the community guidelines, which I do think is interesting. They also got rid of the specification of you are not allowed to gift yourself, which I do find intriguing. Now, the difference here is that it does specify this in the events. So if you're running for an event, it will say in the rules of every single event I have seen that you are not allowed to gift yourself event coins. Now, again, you are not capable of donating gifts to yourself with your own account. Like the app literally won't allow you to do that. You can send yourself snacks though. Definitely do that. But it's talking about if you have a separate account, which every single person I know has a separate like secret account that you could potentially send yourself coins on. LivIT is saying that if in the events they find that you are sending yourself event coins, that will disqualify you. But it doesn't say anything about gifting yourself regular coins. So again, sometimes it does include that in the contract. I'm not allowed to go over contract specific stuff. So just know your contract. And lastly, they got rid of the 3-strike feature. Before there was a difference between a cut and a strike. A strike was a lot more severe. You could be cut without actually getting a strike and you needed 3 strikes in order to be banned. Now it's only 3 cuts. Again, I wonder when does that reset and can a talent manager, forgive a cut? I'm not entirely sure how that works. So if you guys have any questions about, say your stream is cut for any reason for going against these community guidelines, obviously you can message me, but I really wouldn't be able to do anything about it, unfortunately. So in this case, I always say you guys can message me, but in this case, it would be better to direct those kinds of questions to streamer support at 17.live. They will be able to help you. Of course, your talent manager as well, but if for some reason you can't get a hold of them, streamer support at 17.live is going to be your go-to. That is it. Those are the community guidelines. I hope that is helpful. I hope that clears any questions you have up about what you are allowed and not allowed to do on stream. But if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and ding dong the notification bell so you know the next time I upload a video, you won't miss any important information. Also, if this video was helpful, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like rating and a comment down below. Maybe you have further questions on more specifics or a very specific example and how that would relate to these community guidelines. I will be glad to answer them. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to message me on Instagram at Smilin Aislinn. And if you want more live streaming tips, tricks, news, and inspiration, I have another Instagram all devoted to just that. That is going to be at Smilin_original. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next week. And most importantly, remember,